Peace. To the gods and the goddesses, man. Pull over right here, man. Yo. About to do a quick little video. Yo, B. Let's talk about commerce real quick. Know what I mean? How they got it set up, man. On another level, man. There was many ways that you can break this down. Hey, although I already broke down past it. Hey, yo, man, I gotta check out that joint, man. What is it? The Pale Horse, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Piece of the God sent me the link. Wanted me to check it out. I gotta probably check it out today, man. Give my 4 cents on it. Never mind 3 cents. My 4 cents. My cubicle structure. But yeah, man, you know, in the past videos, man, broke down that, you know what I'm saying, we living inside of a business. You know, the whole planet has been incorporated. You know, you have minute businesses, which would be like your moms and pop shops. You know what I'm saying? And you got certain levels that exist within the minute businesses. You know, like you could look at a business like Sony. That's sort of like a minute business, even though I gave examples. That's like a megalithic business, but it's more like a minute business, but there's levels within the minute. So you could look at it like you could look at Sony or Microsoft, Best Buy, Target. That'd be like level 3 within the minute businesses. And then you got the megalithic businesses, which would be your massive corporations, which would be you know, like United States of America or Iraq. No, not Iraq. Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like major continents, major land mass. When you see a major land mass, that would be like a megalithic corporation that houses sub corporations. And it trickles down, because that's the pyramid scheme. It trickles down. You got the big corporation, like New York City is a corporation. You know what I'm saying? It is a corporation. It is a business. It's owned by the wealthy people, and then they got boroughs, you know what I'm saying, towns or whatever they call it. And within those towns, you know, they got districts and, you know, blocks, and it's like it just gets smaller and smaller. So you got Brooklyn, which would be it would be an extension of a megalithic corporation. The megalithic corporation would be New York City, but then you would have Brooklyn, that would be an extension that's more subsidized. And then within Brooklyn, you would have, like, you know, Brownsville, Red Hook, Flatbush, things like that. Those would be sub corporations that exist within the subsidized corporation that's connected to the megalithic corporation, which would be New York City. And it trickles down. And it trickles down to your houses, man. Your apartments. Your cribs, your houses. That's an extension of an extension of an extension. You know what I'm saying? That's a corporation, you know, because it is a business. You know what I'm saying? Now, they will say that you live inside a house. Yeah, you know, that's just a term that people use, man, but you really live inside of your body. You don't live inside of your house. You know what I'm saying? You live inside your body. Your soul or your spirit is the energy force that's driving the body. And you living inside of that, your vessel, the flesh, you're living inside of that. That's why I say you got to keep your temple clean. You know what I mean? Because your temple is your first house. But you got an artificial house, which would be a crib, your apartment, and that's a business as well. That's why you get bills. Bills only go to a place that's registered to do business and commerce. In fact, that's why you have an address. The mere fact you have an address, that's like you could look at an address as a form of identification in regards to a certain particular position that one is holding and operating within commerce. That's what an address would be. It's not your address. It's owned by the elites. You're just renting. You know what I'm saying? Even the cars you so-called buy, you don't own it. You're renting it. You know what I mean? And hold on, while I'm on this renting thing, you talk about with the car. There's something that I wanted to mention when I was talking about the blood type. Like just like the cars got serial numbers on it, like on the dashboard, and you could trace those numbers back to the manufacturer where the car was made. That's what the blood codes would really be when they want to do like fraternity tests to find out who's the father or the mother. They just basically tracing a serial code that's encrypted in the blood. Okay, this baby was manufactured, because it is manufactured. You know what I'm saying? Because the template of creating it is already inside of you. You ask a woman talk about they create babies. They don't create a damn thing. Ask them how they create it. They won't be able to tell you because they're not creating it. There's already a genetic code that has been coded to manufacture it when certain components come within unity with each other. You know what I'm saying? So when they're doing the blood types to find out who the mother and the father is, it's sort of like them tracing the serial number back to the manufacturer where the body was designed. You know what I'm saying? Then a soul or a spirit, you know what I'm saying, get up in it. But yeah. So your cars, you don't own the cars. You know what I'm saying? You're just renting it. That's why you constantly pay. Even when you so-called pay it off, you know what I'm saying? You register. You know, that's a trick word right there where you basically hand back ownership over to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so the cribs is a place of a business. Now, the way how they do the cribs or the houses is sort of like the zodiacs. That's in space. Just like you have the sun that's in space, Zoom, the real planet, and you got the moon that goes in different zodiacs. You know what I'm saying? When you check out your little zodiac chart or whatever, they will be like the sun is in Aquarius or the moon is in Gemini and this and that. So just like the sun, it's noisy over here, man. Just like the sun and the moon will go into houses that's in space, is the same way how they got it down here. Because you know the sun is a soul and the moon is a spirit. So it's the same thing that's going on down here when people go inside of houses. That's a symbolic term that they are going into a particular zodiac. But the zodiac is like on a massive scale, which would be like Brooklyn. You would have zodiacs encrypted in Brooklyn, in the whole city, on the whole planet. So you would have the so-called black race. You know, they would be the souls going in to the house, your crib, which is a zodiac. And then you would have the spirits, which would be the human race. They would be the moons going in and out of houses, which would be, you know, what they call houses or apartments, lofts, hotels, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Symbolic. But it's all got to do with a type of business. Commerce. You see, so these people who run the planet, they are exercising the expertise in regards to commerce. They are the professionals when it comes to commerce, because they turn land mass into corporations, megalithic corporations. As I stated before, Africa is not the name of a continent. Africa is the name of a business. You know what I'm saying? That sits on a landmass that they call a continent. It's not real. So when you say that you're African, or when you say that you're American, or Puerto Rican, or Russian, or Brazilian, when you use all of these titles saying that you are that, you're basically saying that you are a byproduct of a business. It's no different than you saying that you're a blender, or you're a microwave, or you're a car, or you're a building. Because all of those that I just mentioned, and many more, are products that came out of a manufacturing facility that is known as a business. That was created by higher minds. They put it together, certain components together. So when you say that you're African, you're basically saying that you are a byproduct that was manufactured in a business by higher minds. It's not a coincidence that they got the birth certificates out there. The same way how you got the title for a car. That's a birth, well, the manufacturer's statement of origin certificate. That would be the birth certificate of the car. A lot of people don't even know that exists. Manufacturer of statement origins certificate, or your manufacturer statement certificate, the MSO or the MSC. Google it. You know what I'm saying? Manufacturer statement of origin. That means that's the document. When you have that document, that means you own the car. But that has to do with where the car was manufactured. That would be the birth certificate of the car. So when you have a birth certificate and you aligning yourself with that birth certificate saying that, well, I'm an American, I was born, which is a cloak word for manufactured. That's what born is, a cloak word for manufactured put together. So when you're saying that I was born in the United States, you're basically saying, well, I was put together in a business known as United States, and this is my birth certificate, meaning that this would be the documentation to prove that I was manufactured here. Madness, madness, madness. The Matrix. You know what I'm saying? The Matrix. Hold on for a second. When you begin to identify, matter of fact, you ain't even really identifying yourself. When you lose the connection with who you really are, you begin to identify you as being one with the illusion. Africa is an illusion. United States is an illusion. That's all hybrids. They was all created. Brooklyn is an illusion. Queens, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island. It's all an illusion. London, Europe, Paris. That's all an illusion. Those are all businesses, and they all owned by the elites. They run this. Why do you think these people could fine you? Why do you think they got certain rules and regulations? And if you go against these rules and regulations, you get fined. They say all crimes is commercial. Well, if all crimes is commercial, then that means all crimes got to do with the business. Then it's a business. You're living inside a highly sophisticated, simulated business. Identifying yourself with factories known as United States, known as Africa, known as Brazil, known as Puerto Rico, known as Trinidad, known as Fiji, known as Japan, known as Tokyo. Those are all businesses, known as China. Those are all businesses. Megalithic businesses that's owned by the elites because they exercise commerce in its maximum capacity. You see these people creating these businesses on top of land mass, and then you got an abundance of lost souls identifying themselves with that business, that is a clear sign that they are not aware of who they are. A clear sign. That's a clear sign. That's a clear sign that you are completely in the land of the illusion. You don't know that you the soul. You never made the connection. Damn, it's ginger. You never made the connection. You never made it. And you never will. You will never make the connection if you identify yourself as coming from matter. Matter is a byproduct of light. It's a byproduct of thoughts. How you, the real being, the soul, gonna identify yourself of coming into existence by way of matter? Man, that's backwards. That don't even sound right. Matter comes into existence by way of the soul. The soul don't come into existence by way of the matter. The matter comes together by way of the soul thoughts projecting outward and animating particles together to hold a certain structure. The train, this van, the glass. That's like saying it doesn't even make any sense, man. That's like saying we came from glass, or we came from a train, or we came from United States. How the hell we came from United States? How in the hell can a soul come from United States? These people is lost in time. How in the hell can a soul come from anything? It always was in existence. You see, but that's the thing with the people, is that they use a reference point that exists within the matrix and try to identify that reference point or pass it off as if it's reality. It's not reality. You're looking at an extension of an illusion, saying that we started in slavery. We didn't start in slavery. We was always in power. The soul race was always in power. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. We didn't start, period. We were always in existence. The soul race being in existence, the souls was on real planets known as suns, zooms. You know what I'm saying? And what we do is we fly that planet, because the planet don't move like how they tell you. Let me be specific. The sun, the real planet, doesn't move like how they tell you it moves. It flies through space. It doesn't move in some loop. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to tell you, like I told you before. Let me give you the example, man. Like I told y'all before, the reason why you constantly hold on for a second, man. People be lying so much, man. But don't worry about it, sinners. I got you, man. Straight up. Lying ass bastards. But then again, they got to lie. Now imagine all of these dots right here. You know, I try to make some quick dots. Just imagine that they dots. You know, some of them don't look like dots, because I was trying to be quick. You know what I'm saying? But just imagine that they all dots. Imagine all of these dots. Now, imagine all of these dots without the paper. Just imagine you're looking at dots that's not on the paper. It's just suspended in the air. So the reason why we see the same planets or the same stars or same moons when the so-called planet is moving in a loop is because we're all moving together like this. So now just imagine all these dots that's not on the paper, that's flying in unison. That would be your galaxy. That's what a galaxy is. A galaxy is the real mothership, the authentic mothership. It flies in unison. So if we over here, let's say this is Earth. Let's say this right here is Earth. You know what I'm saying? That's Earth. And you know this would be the Sirius A, You know what I'm saying? This would be Sirius B, and this would be Sirius C. You know, so y'all know how it is, the constellations and all that. So and they would say, well, the only reason why we see A, B, and C all the time is because we keep moving in the loop. No, the reason why we see it is because it's moving with us. We're all flying together. You know what I'm saying? We're all flying through space. Straight up. All flying through space. So that's why you see the millions and millions of stars. Or the planets. Thousands or millions of planets. And you always see the same zodiac constellations. Because we're all flying together. It's like an army. It's like soldiers. That's where they get the soldiers marching from. They get the soldiers marching in unity from all of the planets, the subplanets, and the suns, the real planets, and the moons. The real planets, the suns, and the subplanets, which would be the moons, and these planets that we're on right now. Earth, Mars, Jupiter, things like that. Subplanets. It's all moving together. Just imagine 1 million soldiers all marching together. Every time a soldier looks over to the damn left, he's always going to see that soldier. Why? Because they're moving together. It's not that these planets are, you know what I'm saying, stagnated or static and it's just, and we just spinning in the loop and just keep coming back in the same loop, just keep looking at the same planets. No, we're moving together. We're flying through space. Is infinite, my man. Space is infinite, my sister. It's infinite. We've been flying through this mother dudder for a long time. You know what I mean? Straight up. And the souls now are on suns, live on suns. The higher realms, the higher dimensions, the ether dimensions. We project. Because when the projection is so intense that it causes an explosion. And that's when they would say that, well, you know, this earth was created, or they would try to say that the universe was created by some explosion, or the solar system was created by some explosion. That's because it happens so fast. What takes God no time to create takes time for people to figure it out. Because the gods are so advanced. You gotta know that these God beings ain't dealing with time, man. They don't subscribe to these terms and conditions that creatures subscribe to. They way beyond that. You know what I mean? So the planet was projected. It's still being projected from the sun. All of these subplanets, these hybrid planets. And we come down here, you know what I'm saying, as souls, put a team, say we put a team of a million carbonated beings down here. We come down here and we manifest in the flesh form. So now we're like, yo, fam, okay, we got this planet over here, you know what I'm saying? So this is what we're gonna do right now. We got a template to deal with, because you know the sun is projecting certain plant life and things like that. We got a certain template to deal with. So you know what we got to do. You know the ozone layer. You know what I'm saying, that has been completed. So now you know the atmosphere is breathable. It's a certain level of energy that exists within the sphere, known as the planet. So now, since the certain level of energy now exists within the planet, it's suitable now to start creating this biological life. You know what I'm saying? It's suitable now. We got certain flora up on here, and we got certain types of bacteria up on here, because we let the planet go through the necessary preparation stages. About it took 50,000 years, 100,000 years, 1,000,000 years. Whatever, how much ever years it took, it had to go through a certain process to be a condition. So now we got the materials we could work with right now. So now let's start creating some animal life. You know what I'm saying? We got the authentic animals now that's being projected. You know what I'm saying? So let's take some of their genes, some of their DNA, a couple of codes off the helix. You know what I mean? Because the soul beings or the solar projected life have helix, But the spirit ones, the ones who created, they got a lunix. They don't have a helix, because the helix got to do with the sun. Helix or Helios, which is the sun, and the lunix got to do with the moon. So let's take some of these animal genes now, you know what I'm saying, and mix it with some, let's mix it with some of these the natural projection or the natural manifestation. Let's take some of that and just mix it up in this, and so we create these hybrids now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now we got the animals, you know what I'm saying? We got the whales, and we got certain you know what I'm saying, the giraffes and the elephants and all that. You know what I'm saying? We got that. You know what I'm saying? They taking care of the planet on certain parts of the planet. They maintenance in the planet. We got that. Okay, so now we're gonna have to build, we're gonna have to step it up a notch, man. Because we can't get an elephant to build an airplane. It's biologically impossible, because the gene code that's encoded in the elephant is limited to a certain perception. It's limited. Whatever you see an elephant do is just expression of genetic code. That's it. They not living. They working. This whole, well, that got to do with the illusion anyway. So now, you know what we got to do right now? Well, since we got these last gen bodies walking the planet, those that slither, walk on all fours and all that, we're gonna have to, what we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to give them our bodies. We're going to have to give those spirits a body like us, with the arms, the fingers, the eyes, the head, the legs, torso, all of that. We're going to have to give them that kind of body. We're going to give them that template, but the ingredients that's going to be included in the template is still going to be animal genes. Well, why are we going to do that? Well, because we want them to build buildings, planes, trains, boats. We want them to be proficient in solving certain technology equations. We need them to create, a certain level, or we need them to create a certain level of technology so that they could advance on their own. Because we upping up everything right now. Because we're giving them the God body. We're giving the animals the God body. So they're going to be able to do God-like things. Well, so we take some of the animals' genes and all that, put some of our genes in it, boom, now you got, the humans is born. So now they created all of this. But that's by way of the genetic code that was encrypted in the genes. Now it's put there by the gods. That's what the souls do. You know what I mean? The real masters of commerce is the souls. The elites only doing what the souls did. See, but the elites do it on a planetary level. The expertise within the real expertise within the commerce is creating planets. It's creating planets. It's creating zodiac, star constellations. That's how gods communicate. These God beings, you gotta know the way how they told you how these gods communicate is so fugazi. Gods don't communicate in these languages that we speak, man. I mean, it's obvious, man. You could look and see that everything that God ever created, even when you go into the cells of the animals, where the hell do you see English? Where in the hell do you see Japanese? Where the hell do you see, you know what I'm saying? Where do you see all these languages? You don't see no Spanish in it. You don't see no Japanese. You don't see no English. You don't see nothing. When these scientists go into these cells, man, and they study how these creations that God created, whether it be an animal, a fish, a bird, or even when they go into the atom, or dissecting photonic particles, whatever particles that they going into, they don't see no English. They don't see no damn Spanish, no patois. They don't see no Jamaican language. You know what I'm saying? They don't see no Russian language. They don't see no Spanish. You know what I mean? They don't see no Japanese language. They don't see none of these they don't see none of those languages, man. They see highly advanced languages, which is all energy signatures, energy markers. That's the language that the God speaks. The language that God speaks is encoded in the creation that what God created. Because that's a language. When you look at all these animals, all these life forms that God created, they are expressing a language, which is a code that was encrypted in there by the higher minds. Where in the hell do you see English? Nowhere. That is a bootleg language, man. Using English to communicate with the gods? Are you crazy? God speaks sun language. The real hieroglyphs is the rays of the sun, the real planet that's being sent here to the planet. That's the language of God, and it burns. The language of gods is so high frequency that it burns. Straight up. The real hieroglyphs. Where the sun at? The real hieroglyphs. Y'all see the sun? If I'm getting a shot. The real hieroglyphs, man. You know what I'm saying? The real hieroglyphs. Straight up. The real language of the gods. The real masters of commerce. Hold on for a second, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, just know, yeah, the souls, man. But they don't be talking about that, man. You know what I'm saying? They always want to say that we ain't come from no damn matter. We created the matter. How in the hell can a soul or even a spirit come from matter? Hell no. The matter comes from the soul or the spirit. Straight up. Even when you have babies, that's coming from the soul. The soul is manipulating the bodies to have sex. The soul is manipulating the matter to create matter. Souls or spirits manipulate matter to create matter. The energy manipulates matter to create matter. Matter doesn't matter. In other words, matter cannot create energy because the souls and the spirits is energy. Even though that the matter is a form of energy, but that's manipulated energy, condensed energy. That's energy that come up under heavy forms of compression, condense. The souls and the spirits are manipulating the matter. But yo, man, I'm about to get up out here, get this client, man. I already know what it is, man.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Yo, can you take me to Sims, the drugstore?
Where that at?
On Picking.
You picking?
Yeah.
Alright.
I gotta pick up this shit that I gotta drink for tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's up that way.
Yeah.
Sit down. That's one that ain't for me. Here come another one. That ain't for me. Another one come. He went in the liquor store. That ain't for me.
Yeah? You trying to get started early.
Early. Oh, man. Fucking hands fucked up, man. The left hand's coming back, but the right hand still wanna act up, ooh.
Yeah.
That way.
Oh, it's left? Okay. You on the right side or left side?
It's on this side. One, two, three. Third light. Gotta go for this fucking colonoscopy. How do you pronounce that shit?
You said Colonox. What's that?
Camera in your ass.
Oh, okay. Gotta get the colon cleansed. I'm gonna pull up in here, man. Just be safe. Alright. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Another lost God, man. Another lost God. But yeah, man, you know, the commerce, man. You know what I'm saying? It's being exercised on a sophisticated level. And they all got that from the gods, man. Because you got to know commerce means sex, man. And don't think sex got to do with, you know what I'm saying? A man going up inside a woman and ejaculating, man. Sex got to do with using energy particles and creating. That's what it's all about. The foundation of sex is creating, to create. That's what sex is, to create. When you take those two energy forces and combine it to create a product. You know what I mean? And they exercise in that like the gods did. Straight up. They're exercising that. Damn, what the hell, cuz? They're exercising that like the gods did. You know what I mean? So just know that, yeah, man, the souls, man. Nobody talking about that, man. You just keep talking about this damn matter, man. Like, yo, bruh, we always existed, man. But then again, that's the people who became one with delusion. With the illusion. When you identify yourself with elements. Damn, homie. When you identify yourself, see, that's the matrix right there. When you identify yourself with the illusion, that's because you became the illusion. You became artificial. Notice that people who always identify themselves with the illusion can't go past the code that exists within the illusion. They all got this mundane perception. You start talking about things that's outside of this planet is way over their head like airplanes. Way over, son. They can't even comprehend it. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But that's how far they fell. They fell from high vibrations. They fell into a creature vibration. They vibrating on the frequency of a creature. You know what I mean? But yeah, the cribs, you know what I'm saying, it's just an extension of commerce, man. It's being exercised on a macrocosm and a microcosm level, man. Microcosm is small and the macrocosm, you know, big. They all got that from the gods, man. The whole pyramid scheme, man. When you're looking at the pyramid from the top and you see it trickles down, you're looking at a form of condense. When the pyramid trickles down and it gets wider and bigger, it's a form of condensing. But the top represents purity. But yo, man, I'm up out of here. You already know what it is, sinners.